That's out of here! Catch and fire. It's on the... He made it! Oh my...
Hello everyone and welcome inside of Platte Arena. It is another Crossroads League Saturday. It's Preston Husband, Ross Costnell, the rest of the FDN Sports crew. We're just seconds away from tip-off. It's a busy scheduled day here today at Huntington University. The starting lineup for Huntington University, it stays the same. It's Max Skizzy, Drew Goodline, Lane Sparks, Landon Jordan, and Jackson Paul. The Bethel University pilots are in town. Used to be Bethel College. They've updated. They will start Jameer Jefferson, Trent Edwards, Alonis Pachulis, Luke McBride, and Ike Ume. It'll be a fun one here today. These two teams met twice last year. They split the season series. In the game in Platte Arena, Huntington had a huge lead, and Bethel stormed all the way back. It was Zach Goodline who hit the dagger that night. We'll see how this one plays out. Both teams undefeated, both teams perfect in the Crossroads League, 1-0. Good game on a Saturday afternoon.
Should be a good one here this afternoon.
Huntington will start with the basketball wearing their home whites. It's Max Skizzy, who's been amazing for the Foresters here in his last college season. Being guarded by a great defender in Jameer Jefferson. He had an awesome game inside Platte Arena. Goodline coming off his best game as a Forester finds Jordan, who starts with a little push shot.
Little nice fire there from Landon Jordan to start the game.
We're going to fix the records there on the graphic for you. Put those back up. It's 2-0, just 30 seconds into this one. Landon Jordan was in foul trouble all night on Wednesday night. Did not have many opportunities like that, but did play a big role down the stretch against Indiana Wesleyan. Pachulis against Sparks. He has a size advantage. Missed the bunny, but tapped it right back in.
That was a nice job there for Alonis Pachulis there for Bethel.
Out of London, England. Battled injuries all last year. He's back, and he is good inside. A really solid player as Jordan is going to work against Ume early. He's got about 3 inches on him, and he's shown it on the first 2 possessions.
Hey, Landon Jordan's off to a hot start than compared to last Wednesday's game against Indiana Wesleyan.
Jordan tabbed as a first-team player in the offseason during the preseason rankings. Huntington projected to be second in the conference. Well, they beat the first-ranked team coming into the season, IWU, in their first game. Sparks has the steal. Lane had a slow start against IWU. He finds Jackson Paul, who found his rhythm offensively in that last game. Obviously, we know what he can do defensively as well. Drew Goodline lights out in that ball game. Gizzy, JP, lots of experience out there. Jackson off the dribble. Great defense by Pachulis. Bigger defender on Jackson. Someone's going to have to fire. They find Jordan, who jams in time.
Nice dunk there to Landon Jordan. Getting all 6 points there for HU.
6 points for Landon Jordan right out of the gate. You see here, just sealed off Ume, and you know how he finishes when he gets a chance at the rim. That is exactly what Coach Alford wanted to see out of the gate. This Bethel team, they lost Drew Lutz last year, who's an All-American, a really good player. As Landon Jordan lost his gum, they had to throw that away. He is in control here early. They lost Drew Lutz, but this is a team that's still good. They are playing without Preston Phillips and James Anderson today. Those are two big guys inside that you'd usually see in the starting lineup. McBride, he's having a career year as a sophomore. Pachulis, we talked about him. He's got all 4.
That's a nice basket there for Linus Pachulis. Get all 4 points for Bethel.
Averaging 17 points per game. 20 points against Governor State to start the year. Jordan still feeling it that time. Got a little off balance and missed it. Jameer Jefferson, he'll push the pace. Luke McBride just down the road at Norwell is where he played. He's got a lot of fans in attendance today, and he's got his first 2.
I said we kind of see that out of Luke McBride, a hometown kid just playing basketball here in Huntington.
Him and Pachulis, they're really the 2 catalysts offensively. He's also averaging 16 per contest. Jackson pulls up from the mid-range and floats it over the top. Nice shot by JP.
Nice job there by JP to get the Forester's point.
He goes in these really fast spurts offensively occasionally. He's not having a big year on offense, but he can get it done. Nice move by Ume, who has a 2 right at the rim.
Nice job there by Ike Ume, getting Landon Jordan all confused there.
In the past, it would be who can outscore the other team in this matchup. Huntington a little better defensively this year, obviously, as Jackson again going on one of those runs. He's got the last 4, but Bethel over the last several years, they have not been able to get a ton of stops.
I'd say a lot of Cherubusco connections so far in the ball game.
Ume fouled by Jordan. That's his first. Looks like Brouvier is waiting to sub in for him. See the replay here. Jameer Jefferson has been a spark plug this year as a freshman. Last season, just 4.5 points per game. He averaged about 1 assist, and he's improved on nearly everything this year. Also a very stubborn defender. Good guard out of Memphis. Ume in and out. Not his strength. He does shoot it around 65%. Not a lot of opportunities. Plays about 10 to 20 minutes usually, Ross, but today he's in that starting lineup. Ike second rattles in. He will sub out as it looks like Bo Jacque will check in. If that sounds familiar, it's because he started his career at St. Francis, and he also played his high school ball right down in Fort Wayne. So another local guy on this Bethel team. They've got a handful of them. Brenner back in the game as well. Jordan on the bench with that 1 foul. Gizzy using that sub. Sparks hasn't shot it yet. Falls out of play. Threw it right to McBride. Jefferson with the speed. Left side, Trent Edwards in as well. McBride has the 2. Gets Brenner in the air. Rises. Too strong on the mid-range jumper, and Brenner grabs the miss.
That was a nice shot fake there from Luke McBride to get Cade Brenner jumping, and then Cade got the rebound.
Sparks fires his first shot. That one's too strong. Brouvier fighting for it, but Jefferson, who averages 5 rebounds per game, rises and rips it away. Great rebounding guard in this league. Edwards, he's coming off a triple-double against Goshen, so keep eyes on 21 tonight as well. He's got it out. Lanky guard gets to the rim, can't score it, but it's Jacque who puts it right back.
That's a nice putback there for BU Jacque for the Bethel.
His first 2 off the bench. Didn't like his role at St. Francis, came to Bethel, has played a lot more, and another steal. Jefferson pushes it ahead. McBride inside, nice catch. Jacque scores again. He's got 4 straight, and that's a season average.
That's a nice pass there from Luke McBride to BU Jacque.
13-10, back and forth game. This is similar to how last year's matches felt as well. Sparks was open for a moment inside. JP goes to Gizzy. Max fought off a hand injury in the last game as Brenner launches, can't hit. Brouvier rises and rebounds.
Nice offensive rebound there from Roman.
Gizzy, no good, and McBride clears. Luke puts it back on the floor. Good job by Gizzy cutting him off. Find Edwards, goes against Sparks. Sparks loses the offensive player, and Edwards puts it right in, and right now, Bethel's getting whatever they want at the rim.
I said they've been attacking at the rim, driving at the rim. HU's just don't need to get things going.
15-10. Huntington has started slow in a lot of these games this season. Brouvier, the big man inside, battling hard. Cade Brenner missed his first shot. Now Gizzy will work the 2-man game with Roman. 10 on the shot clock. Gizzy is going to get a whistle on Jefferson, and we'll get another whistle that takes us to the media timeout. When we come back, Forester's ball underneath their own basket on FDN Sports.
Forester Camps is making new friends.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
Great way to experience life here at Huntington University.
I looked into OTA and it looked like a lot what I wanted to do, but I still wasn't really sure like what all it was.
But I did know that I did want to be in the medical field, but I don't really have a stomach for blood. This was a different way to be able to help people like physically, but not have to open them up.
Since it's a smaller place, everyone knows each other. You know, they can invest time in each other.
This would be a great way to learn about it and see what it is.
So I saw how life-changing that can be, and it made me want to do that.
.14:01 left in the first half, and Ross, right now, Huntington, who has been pretty good defensively, has given up 70% from the field, and it's all been right around the rim so far for Bethel.
Yeah, Bethel's just been taking control right now, attacking at the glass at the rim, and HU just got to stop it right now.
15-10, Forester's down 5. Our first media timeout is completed. Drew Goodline checks back in. Huntington going with 4 guards and Roman Bruvier. Roman has been dynamite off the bench again this year. Really found his role with the Foresters. Goodline had that big night offensively, finds Roman, who puts it up left-handed and just couldn't get it to go. McBride again pushing the pace. Bethel loves running when they get those defensive rebounds.
I said that's what HU needs to do, match their intensity.
Oh, Jack Way waiting to check in again. Left side, McBride goes right past Sparks. Good job by Bruvier at first, but then came down, and McBride's gonna go shoot some free throws.
Kind of like a late whistle there from the officials.
Looked like the right call, though. Looks like Roman just came down. If he stayed straight up, probably doesn't get whistled for that. McBride, once again, just a sophomore, having a tremendous year. His father, the men's basketball coach at Norwell High School, right down the road in Ossian, Indiana. He grew up in Markle, did Luke, and he's having a great start to his college year. He had offers from Huntington, other looks around the league, decided to go to Bethel, and it's a good choice for him and Coach Draben.
I said that was a great commitment. Bethel got even better next year in Steve Draben's class.
It's also a 91% free throw shooter. He knocks in both. He'll take a seat as Jameer Jefferson is now back in the game. They also have Andrew Hedrick in the game, Columbia City grad. So as mentioned, a lot of guys from this area. Sparks double team, loose ball is taken away by Pachulis. Sparks again, maybe just forcing it a little bit. To the rim, blocked by Bruvier. Jackway gets the loose ball to Hedrick inside, and that's 2 now on Bruvier.
I said that's not what you want right now for Coach Corey Alford and the Foresters, having Roman have 2 fouls.
He's got 2. He had that first block, and then Jackway kept it alive. Nice cut inside for Austin Kripe, freshman from Cromwell, Indiana. Pachulis now to the charity stripe. He's been a handful already. That one is perfect. So on their roster, if you look here in the arena and online, he's number 22, but today he's number 15. So that threw me for a loop this afternoon.
That threw me in the loop as well.
He's up to 5 points, looking for his 6th, and he has it. Landon Jordan's back in. He had that great start, and Huntington all of a sudden a 9-point hole. This feels very similar to that IWU game on Wednesday.
I say HU's got to get it off quickly.
Caden Johnson in with Landon. They go right back to Landon, who scores again. He's got 8 points in the first 8 minutes.
I say Landon Jordan's got 8 of the team's 12 right now.
Keep going to Landon inside. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 offensive, and a steal against Indiana Wesleyan. He's already outscored himself in the conference opener. Jefferson gets into the lane, out wide, Kripe launches, misses. Jackway up top, missed another one, loose ball. is going to stay with Bethel.
I say they're going to put in Luke McBride there.
They sub in and out a lot. We see Kripe heading out. Also joining him, Hedrick. Back in McBride and Edwards, 2 stars on this team. Look on the stats, though, and the rosters. Huntington has the size advantage, but they're getting a little bullied inside right now on the offensive boards. They've given up a lot of second opportunities. That's what Landon Jordan does on a lot of these defensive inbounds. Jumps up and knocks them right back. Creates a lot of turnovers. That was a point of emphasis. It's almost like a 1-3-1 defense on these out-of-bounds defensive plays, and Jordan oftentimes jumps up and creates havoc. Cleaning up the floor, McBride was cutting and actually slipped on that last play. 12:32 left in the first half. Left side, Pachulis catches over Gizzy, and KJ now called inside as him and Jackway was really battling.
I say that's not what you want right now for HU, with so many big men right now having so many fouls.
They've changed the score again in the arena. It should be 19-12, and they've got 20-12 up there again. This has been an issue this year. Long pass, Goodline couldn't get to it. So that score is incorrect on your screen. It's actually 19-12 right now. Now they're taking points away from Huntington. Shot from McBride, no good. Jefferson fights for it, and it's off of Jameer. As now we're good there, but still Huntington just not fighting real hard for these defensive rebounds, and that's what in the first half killed them against Indiana Wesleyan as well.
I say they got to be more physical and boxing out, just getting after those rebounds.
They do get lucky as Jefferson was flying through to grab it. Could not corral it. It's Huntington's ball. Caden Johnson to Goodline. Drew, quiet so far. Good defense. Goodline floats it up, left it short. Offensive opportunity there for KJ, and Ume pulls it away.
So that's what I like about Bethel right now, just rebounding and then go.
Pachulis puts it on the floor against Landon Jordan. Falls away from 10. Tough shot as he's really got it going offensively.
That's a nice fadeaway shot there from Alanis Pachulis.
21-12. Less than 12 minutes left here in the first half. Brenner finds Landon Jordan, keeps it high, trying to find an option. It's Gizzy who's been quiet. And now this is going to be a foul on Jameer Jefferson, and that's going to be his second.
I say Landon Jordan had a nice screen there.
Jefferson's got 2. It's still a 9-point lead for Bethel. Cade Brenner will check out. So will Max Gizzy as Jackson Paul and Lane Sparks are back in. 8 of the 12 points coming from Landon right now. Someone else is going to have to step up and get it going offensively. We saw Jackson, Max, and Drew Goodline really do that on Wednesday night. Landon back to work, and a nice play by Ume, and all of a sudden, Landon Jordan's got 2 fouls. It's a movie we've seen a lot this year.
I say there's a lot of big men right now for HU has 2 personal fouls, Landon Jordan and Roman Bruier right now.
So Landon's going to have to sub out. Max Gizzy will have to come in. And once again, Landon's going to have to sit for a long time, and he is the only one that's had any success offensively. We'll see how HU can respond. They've been in holes like this a lot this year, against Cornerstone, against IWU, even against Holy Cross for a while. Pachulis playing well, 6'6" guard forward. McBride is open, he's fouled, and he's got a chance for 4.
That was a nice 3-point shot there from Luke McBride. He's having himself an afternoon.
Cannot leave him open, averaging 16 points per game, and he is nearly a 40% 3-point shooter. That's 6 personals now on HU, and something needs to switch a gear for him right now because they are playing a little uncomfortably and not with a ton of effort at the moment.
I said they got to put a lot more effort into it.
25-12, Foresters. They've got it back, down double digits early. Similar to what we saw in the women's game, kind of a punch in the face. Goodline up and under, nothing there. And then a foul called. Gonna call it on Ume. Said they got good line in the head, and he sure did. That's a good call from the official right in front of us.
I said that was a good call there from the officials there.
Huntington has their first free throws of the night, 7 already for Bethel. Good line, knocks it in. Another one coming for Drew. He's coming off that career high. Never had 20 points before this year. He's had 2 games of 20 plus. Career night with 24 as Goodline misses the free throw. Huntington did not miss a free throw against Iwu. They just missed one there. 25-13. Edwards. Pachulis. He's got that size on Sparks again. Watch him fall away. That one's knocked out of play, and Pachulis just launched it out.
Great defense there from Lane Sparks to get the ball back.
10 minutes in, Huntington only with 13 points. Their shooting percentage so far, 6 of 12, but 4 turnovers. Sparks has not scored. He's looking to now. Still nothing. Tough shot from Lane. Bride to Edwards. Edwards nearly put Sparks on skates, and now Hedrick cuts through the lane. Edwards falls away from 10 feet. That's goaltending by Caden Johnson, and that was quite obvious.
Little jump too late there from Caden Johnson.
That was awfully close, but 27-13. Got to get it on its way up and make sure it didn't hit the... They are going to come look at that during the next media as Gizzy tips it back in. So just for Jonathan in the back on that last point that made it 27 for Bethel, we're going to come back and check that goaltending call. So make sure we have that ready in the back if possible. We'll do that under the next media timeout, which will be at our next break. Pachulis against Gizzy goes up and scores again. He is dominating inside against these smaller guards.
I said Alonzo Pachulis has been doing a good job handling HU right now.
Good line. Finds Caden Johnson. Yet to score this afternoon. Skips it to Gizzy and threw it right out of bounds, and now we will have a media timeout. When we come back, we'll let you know if it was goaltending or not. Right now, Forster's in trouble, down 14.
This is how we like to do it.
To me, Forester Camps is amazing.
To me, Forester's Camps is cool.
To me, Forester Camps is a great experience. I've always had just like a genuine interest for art, and our art teacher was like passing out flyers and stuff.
And I saw that my other friends were going to do it, so I got interested in it as well.
And this is my first college trip, so I didn't really know kind of what it's like to be in college.
College really isn't as scary as I thought it would be. Definitely go. There is a lot of really cool activities and opportunities you can get here.
Try to get yourself involved. Try to talk to other people who are like at the camp as well. Talk to like your hosts and stuff.
I mean, there's no reason not to go. I mean, you get out of school, you get to come here.
It's really informative on how college actually is, and that the community here is really great.
So it's still going to be 29-15 as they confirm the goaltending call on Caden Johnson. So that one will stick around. The score is right on the screen. It's still 9:15 left. Just a little too tough here to overturn as you see Edwards goes in. He's got to get it before it's coming down or before it goes against the backboard. That's pretty close. I don't know if it started to come down. It definitely didn't hit the backboard first, but that's one of the toughest calls. Pachulis is just dominating HU right now. They have no answer.
I say they don't have no answer at all.
They put a guard on him. He's too big. They put a big on him. He's too fast. He is rolling with 12 points. Most adversity HU's faced all year. Sparks, scoreless. Edwards, good length against him. Good line to the rim, left hand score. That's good for Drew as he continues to score other ways than just threes. He can really get to the rim with that athleticism.
I said Drew Goodline could get everything going for HU. Three-pointers, jump shots, layups, everything.
31-17. Pachulis again, this is trouble. Roman trying to stay in front of him, just cannot stick with him quite yet, but he does force a turnover as Goodline's got it.
That's a nice defense there for Roman.
HU's got numbers. Goodline, coast to coast. Can't get it to roll, but Bruvier tips it back in.
Nice job there from Roman Bruvier in for HU.
He is so good at recovering on the offensive boards, and we just saw it again. Oftentimes gets that, and now a foul on Bruvier, and that's already going to put Bethel into the bonus.
I said that's not what you want right now out of Coach Corey Offord.
Not only that, you'll see a replay here as Bruvier has his third. It was Edwards, Bruvier. Can't quite see it in that angle there. But Roman was trying to stay straight up and down, and instead it was called for a block. 31-19 free throw coming for Edwards. Edwards 11 of 19 from the free throw stripe this year, so he's not a tremendous free throw shooter. He's only taken 1 3 as well this year, so shooting isn't his game. He's more of a driver, cutter, slasher, and he's good at it. His shooting's just not really his forte. Huntington needs to be ready to block out. Edwards puts it up, missed it, and it's pulled down by Caden Johnson.
Nice rebound there from KJ.
So you got to be ready to box out on those scenarios. Edwards is just not tremendous from there. Goodline is going to force another whistle. This time it's on Hedrick, and now 4 fouls on the Pilots. Goodline was trying to get around him, and then Goodline swung that arm around, but I think they got the touch foul first on Hedrick. 4th team foul. Huntington's got to get the ball in. Gizzy comes and gets it. Caden was open for a moment, now finds Sparks. He's in a tight area with Edwards, falls to his strong left and makes a tough bucket. That's just Sparks' first basket of the day. HU within 10.
That's a nice fadeaway shot there from Lane Sparks.
Edwards puts it on the floor, goes out top. This is Hedrick now, Columbia City and Norwell, 2 guys playing in the NE8 last year, or 2 years ago, excuse me. Inside, loose ball, Ume loses it. Goodline tips it to himself, splits the defender, and it's a foul on McBride.
I say HU's getting everything going right now in their momentum.
Looks like a football scrum here. Ume goes down. See the loose ball, and the Goodline smartly tipped it over the top of Kripe. And a foul on McBride. That's 5 team fouls now on Bethel. So HU getting a little closer to the bonus, trying to cut into this lead. Jackson Paul's been quiet. He'll go against Kripe. Goodline, jabs, fires, too strong, and that's pulled down. Nice rebound by Kripe. It's usually a shot that you can expect Drew to knock in. He's so good from there, and now a little too aggressive from Jackson Paul is going to send Hedrick to the free throw line. Just gotta know in this situation that other team's already in the bonus. Be a little too tight there, not letting Hedrick go anywhere. Jackson picks up his first. Jackway, who left the game for a while and had some ice on his knee, comes back in for Ume. Keep an eye on that. He's still walking with a little bit of a limp. He's got 4 points though, having a nice game here in the first half. Hedrick, 66% from the line, knocks in the first. Makes it an 11-point lead. Huntington trying to get back to at least a single-digit deficit before the half. Hedrick makes it. They're getting some production from their bench here. 33-21. Gizzy. Got to kick it out. It's Drew Goodline. Drew getting a screen from Lane, goes through the rim, floats it to Caden Johnson, who missed it at the rim, missed another one, and the third is still not there. And Caden Johnson at 6'11", just missed 3 shots within 2 feet.
I say he just needs to clean up if he's gonna make that type of shot.
Gotta have at least one of these. You can see Caden just could not knock him in. Been a struggle for him a little bit offensively. Sparks to the rim. We'll see if it's on the floor. It'll be 2 shots for Sparks. That foul is going to go on Pachulis. Lane's so good inside like that. Alanis just maybe too much body there against the lefty Sparks. Lane missed it again. Huntington 1 of 3 from the free throw line to start this one. McBride will carry it across the timeline. Still an 11-point lead for the Pilots. Inside. Jackway catches and scores as KJ just could not defend him.
I say Caden Johnson's just got to defend Jackway there, but good job there for BU Jackway in the Pilots.
Tried to post him and front him, but 6'11", you'd think maybe let him catch it and then defend. Drew drives baseline. He finds Max Gizzy, who's scoreless tonight. Jefferson, good defense. Caden Johnson back to work, spins to his right. That time finishes around the rim.
A little bit of a makeup there for Caden Johnson.
35-24. Both teams in the bonus the rest of the way with defensive fouls. Catch inside by Jefferson. Nice pass and another easy one. It's been pretty much all layups today by Bethel. They're getting whatever they want.
I say they've been getting what they want at the rim, attacking. Good job there by Jameer Jefferson with that assist.
37-24. Gizzy against Jefferson. Goes into the body and scores. Nice move by Max. He's got his first 2. Huntington can't really get much closer than 11. Bethel team, they play with a lot of freedom. Nearly a steal by Caden Johnson, but couldn't get it away from Jackway. Now Jefferson trying to steal it. He's caught in the corner, put it on the floor. Loose ball picked up by Jameer. McBride trying to answer, too strong. Loose ball grabbed by Caden Johnson.
A lot of physicality right now.
Huntington finally a chance to get it within single digits, excuse me. Good line, launches from way downtown, not good. Jackson Paul cleans it up. Jackson will fire a 3, still nothing. Not great shots there.
Great looks, but just can't finish.
37-26. We're at the under 5 media at our next stoppage. Pachulis, he's been a handful. Good job by Goodline as we're at 4 minutes. That will send us to our next media timeout. Huntington down 11 when we come back.
My clients are arriving any minute.
Eleanor. Mom passed. I think it'd be best if you all go to hotels, for Dad's sake.
I didn't get to say goodbye.
You said goodbye when you never came home.
Four three-pointers here in this first half. They're 14 of 22 from the field, 64%, Ross. It's been tough to get stops for HU down low today.
I say Bethel's just been kept attacking at the rim, at the glass, and HU just needs to stop that and just allow them just go out and shoot.
Huntington shot 68% against Indiana Wesleyan in the second half on Wednesday night. They scored 59 points in that second half. It's been a little different than that here today. Still not a horrible percentage at 44%, but 0 of 6 from deep. No three-pointers falling yet. You look up at the scoreboard, 3 for Sparks, 3 for Goodline, 2 for Gizzy, 4 for Jackson Paul. Not that same production that we saw against Indiana Wesleyan.
Yeah, not the same production out of HU right now like we did on Wednesday night.
Landon Jordan is back in. You can see some of the pizza party going on there. That was Gabi Melby's family that won that during the charity event that we held on Wednesday night. And a couple of the women's basketball players up there enjoying their win with some pizza. As Pachulis goes back to work against Jordan. He's got 2 fouls, falls away, and Pachulis rims this one in and out. Feel surprised when he misses here in the first half.
I'd say that was a great closeout there from Landon Jordan.
Sparks goes right to the hoop, blocked by Pachulis, and that was a tough no whistle for Sparks. Edwards against Landon Beagle, who's in for the first time. Pachulis against Jordan. Sends it to McBride, who's open at the top of the key. That's no good. Kept alive by Pachulis. Huntington has numbers. Jefferson running with Sparks. Lane has got to find an option. Instead he shoots. Jordan's there, puts it back, and one opportunity coming.
Right, a nice offensive rebound there for Landon Jordan.
He has been the main offense here tonight. You see Sparks goes up, Jordan cleans it up, and Edwards just reaching in too much. Jordan's been really the only offense. He's got 10 of the 28. Been really solid inside, missed a couple of short shots. This is his first free throw of the night. Jordan just 47% from the stripe, but perfect on that one. Huntington back within 8.
I'll say that's why HU keeps going right now, trailing down single digits.
Crowd's starting to get into it a little bit, and they want the Foresters to keep climbing a little closer, and Huntington's fallen into a zone look here. Jordan at the top of it. Edwards in between a few defenders. Beagle gets the loose ball. It's a jump ball, but unfortunately for HU, it's still the Pilots.
Nice defense physicality there from Landon Beagle to get that jump ball.
Beagle is much bigger than people think. He's 6'5". Did not play against Indiana Wesleyan. He struggled a little bit here as of late. Beagle in the first game of the year, he scored 28 points. Since then, just 14 points the rest of the season. So got to get better defensively. Jefferson beats Brenner. That's also a scenario that's unfolded quite a bit this year. Brenner's struggled on the defensive side.
That's what Cade Brenner needs to get better at, is just playing defense.
Jefferson, a strong guard. He's big as well, 6'2", but man, he plays bigger than that. Sparks had it almost taken away. Cade's got to give this up. Gizzy's got it. Landon Jordan looks at the shot clock on the far side, floats it up, thought he was bumped, couldn't get the shot to go. Edwards will reset the offense. Bethel wants a timeout. Wait and see if it's a full or 30. It'll just be a 30, so we'll stay right here, but Huntington, they get a little closer, and then they give up some of those easy buckets. We talked about it, Ross. There has been 26 attempts for Bethel, 21 of them inside the arc. That's where they live.
I say that's where they just live down there at the rim. It's just how HU just needs to do better, boxing out and just fighting with them on the defensive end.
Look at some of the baseball guys here today. They're repping IU football. That didn't go well for them, unfortunately, this afternoon. Ross, a big Ohio State guy, so he's happy. But you see the Forester baseball guys taking in the game this afternoon. It's another nice crowd, not as packed as it was against Indiana Wesleyan, but still a great day of hoops. Anytime Bethel comes into town, you know you're expecting a good matchup. Students right now, they're hoping to see something switch around. Pachulis, who has 14, sends it in. Still HU in this zone. Edwards drives left. He finds McBride. Too much space for him and rattles it in. You can almost feel it coming.
I said Luke McBride is having himself an afternoon.
Well, if you're going to zone, that's the one guy you don't leave because he's their best shooter by far. Sparks going hard left. Bump, scores, and a chance for three for Lane.
That's a nice drive there for Lane Sparks. That's what he does best.
Lane bumped by Edwards as Sparks is now starting to get it going finally. Had that slow start against IWU and then had a big second half. In that game, Lane had 18 on 2 of 9 in the first half, but then finished 5 of 16, had 13 of his 18 in the second half of that game. Also, Sparks is now just 4 points away from 18th all time, as now he's just 3 points away. He was actually, I stand corrected, with Sparks' free throw there, he ties Doug Scheckler on the all-time scoring list. So Lane is quickly jumping some of these former Foresters. Doug Scheckler, one of the best. Jefferson fouled by Goodline, and they do not have an answer for him right now either. It's been Pachulis and Jefferson who just match up nightmares for HU.
I said that's what HU just needs to do better at, finding the right people that they've been focusing on the week on their scouting report.
So Sparks just passed Scheckler. He was 18th all time. Now he's 17th. And with 3 more points, he'll pass Mark Parker and become 16th all time. So we can expect that from Lane today. Came in today's game with 1,727 points. Jefferson knocks in both free throws. That's not something he was good at last year. He is really improving his game. Lane working off the dribble again against Jefferson, who's a good defender. Back to his left, defended with the right. Goodline, jabs, drives, looks inside. Caden Johnson dunks. Nice feed by Drew.
I said that's a nice feed from Drew Goodline with a nice slam there from KJ.
Bethel going quick. They're looking to go right back inside to Jefferson. It's Trent Edwards who goes off the dribble, floats through. Caden Johnson couldn't get it, and it's tipped right over the top of him.
So does a nice job there from BU Jockway.
He's having a great afternoon with 6 points. Goodline trying to be the catalyst of this offense. Caden Johnson is fouled, and now a 1-and-1 scenario coming for him. See Bo Jockway pushing in the back of Caden Johnson.
Caden Johnson will be at the line for the Foresters.
Caden, a 1-and-1 opportunity, 40% from the free throw line this year.
I kind of expect Caden Johnson to get a double-double this afternoon.
Caden misses it. Free throws have not been great for HU today.
Right now for HU, do 4 for 7 from the free throw line.
Jefferson being guarded by Sparks. Jackway was waiting for it. McBride grabs it. Now Luke off the dribble, defended by 2 guys, nearly stolen away. Bethel keeps getting these loose balls. And now it looks like Huntington grabbed the ankle of a Pilot. You saw there, Huntington's just 4 of 7 from the free throw line, and Caden Johnson picked up another personal. That's 2 on him.
I said that's 3 of your big men right now having 2+ fouls.
It's a double bonus now as Pachulis will fire and make the first one. He's got 15 today.
Number 10, Andrew Hedrick, returns to the Bethel lineup.
Pachulis trying to make it a 14-point lead and got the roll. Ume will check in. Waiting to see who's coming out. It's Bo Jackway, who's playing through a clear injury, but has been awesome this afternoon. Huntington going to use their timeout. Wait and see if it'll be a full or 30. It'll be a 30, so once again, we'll keep it here, but it feels eerily similar to the women's game. Huntington was down 14 at the half there, and that's the deficit right now for the men's team. Just not enough stops, and Huntington has not made any threes yet either.
And I'd say that's what HU needs to do, just to shoot outside and just make them when you can.
Huntington will be in the bonus if they're fouled here. It's another thing. They've shot 7 free throws, made 4. Bethel already 12 made free throws on 14 attempts. And that was a story in the first game last year against the Pilots. Bethel lived at the free throw line. Huntington had to use guys that have not played since then in that game. I mean, it was that big of a difference as far as the fouls goes and free throws go. It was a struggle for HU, and it kind of feels the same today. Sparks sends it into Gizzy. Those two, the backcourt right now, Landon Beagle. It's mostly guards out there. The biggest player on the court for HU is Landon Beagle at 6'5", and he's a spot-up shooter. It's a set piece they've worked on. 13 on the clock. HU will go. Good line is double. He finds Gizzy. Cuts through the lane, looking for an option. It's Beagle who fires and hits a big one before the half. Three-pointer on its way from McBride. It nearly banks in, but Huntington will be down 11 as they head into the half. That's a big shot by Landon Beagle right before the break.
I'd say that was a huge shot there from Landon Beagle. He's been in a little bit of a slump lately, and that Landon Beagle just got a nice shot there to end the half.
Huntington does not shoot their best in that first half. I mean, still 46%, but that was their first made three-pointer in the entire 20 minutes in that first half. Bethel shoots 57%, and now we have something special for you. Make sure to stick around for our live halftime show. Dr. Mary Ruthie, longtime sociology professor at HU, will be joining us for a live episode of The Treehouse. Enjoy.
To me, Forester Camps is learning new things.
Definitely a lot of fun.
To me, Forester Camps is a great experience.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
There is a lot of really cool activities and opportunities you can get here. It's really informative on how college actually is, and the people are really nice.
Something that everybody can find something that interests them.
All the professors, all the faculty, they're intentionally welcoming to us.
You learn a lot here and you learn it well.
It was a camp that had so much to offer. Like everything I was interested in, it was being taught here. It was like I couldn't really pass it up.
And it's fun too. It's something that like people can be engaged in and have a great time, but also still learn life lessons and lessons about the Bible.
Super fun, but also super educational. Like they took the education process and made it fun.
To me, Forester Camps is making new friends.
I hoped that I would be able to make more friends who have not really been around much.
I was also kind of hesitant because I'm an introvert, but I got some new friends.
Some of my favorite experiences were just getting out and talking to people with similar interests. People who are passionate with the same thing that you're passionate with.
To me, Forester Camp is fellowship.
To me, Forester Camps is getting to be a home away from home, I guess.
Great way to experience life here at Huntington University.
You meet a lot of different people either from all over the world or here at campus. A lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different personalities, and I think that's a really good opportunity.
To me, Forester Camp is engaging.
To me, Forester Camps is amazing.
A great opportunity to learn about what you want to pursue in life.
A space to learn new things in a safe environment.
Inspiring.
A good look in on the real college experience.
You don't really have anything to lose by coming to the camp. I think a lot of people are scared to take that risk. I could promise you that you wouldn't be bored or not have a good time here.
Something only happens one time in the universe. It never happens exactly the same. So you better take your opportunity while you can.
To me,
Forester Camps is
There's a lot of different opportunities with a little bit of Jesus mixed in.
And your host, Jay Drummond.
And today we are watching The Treehouse. We will be with a special guest that teaches Intro to Sociology here at Huntington University, and we'll be able to get to the bottom of the mysterious farmer she mentions in class. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
This is
And this is The Treehouse.
Oh, come on!
Welcome back, everybody. Behind the curtain today is none other than our lovely one and only Dr. Mary Ruthie. Hello, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Before we continue, to all the viewers who are watching this right now, please comment your favorite memory with Dr. Ruthie in class. Dr. Ruthie, how are you doing today?
I think I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm very honored to be the person hosting you. This is your first time on The Treehouse, as I understand it. Is that correct?
And I'm honored to have you hosting me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So you teach sociology here at Huntington University, and what brought you to this specific university?
Well, I was finishing up my doctorate at the University of Nebraska years and years and years ago, and I decided at some point I probably needed a job. So I applied, and they offered me a job, and I thought, probably better try this, take it for a year or two, and here I am many years later.
Yeah. Well, in all these many years that you've been here, what is the weirdest experience you've had in a class with a student?
Boy, I can think of a lot of weird experiences, but probably one of the ones that just made me go, huh? I had a student who showed up about 10 minutes before the end of a class period, and he had a pillow under his arm, and he went to the back of the room, put the pillow down on the desk, put his head on the pillow, fell asleep. And when class was over, everybody else left. I gathered up my stuff. I left. I turned the lights off, shut the door, and as far as I know, he's maybe still there. I don't know.
Maybe still there to this day. Well, I know I personally had your class last year, and I was never once bored. It was a very interesting class, and I never fell asleep.
That's kind of you to say.
Yes, it was a great class. So before I continue asking any more questions, what is your favorite word?
My favorite word?
Yeah.
I like the word kinky.
Kinky?
Yes.
How did you come across this word?
Well, you could look it up in the dictionary. It just means something odd or unusual. People think it's vulgar, but it's not.
It's not. It's just a good word that could fit anything, really.
Yes.
Anything, really. That's awesome.
Or turkey. Turkey's another of my favorite
Turkey.
words.
So,
when people are annoying, I say they're turkeys.
So let's say you're driving your car and someone cuts you off. Are you going to yell kinky or turkey?
Probably neither one. I'll probably just slam on the brakes and hope that they have a flat tire or something.
No honk?
No, I don't honk at people. I'm afraid they're crazy.
Well, that's the adult thing to do. Just don't honk. Just move about your life. That's real sociology.
I'm afraid they're just going to pull out a gun and shoot me. So I figure it's not worth honking.
No, it's not. That would never be worth it. No, no, no. So, Dr. Ruthie, you talk about this person quite often, and no one knows the true identity of this person. So will you please tell us who the farmer actually is?
The farmer actually is my spouse.
Your spouse?
Yes, he's a farmer. So naturally, I call him the farmer.
The farmer. And is that his biological name?
Well, it's the name I call him by.
The name you call him by?
No, he actually has a real name.
He has a real name.
When I met him, I didn't realize that I was likely to marry him, or else I would have probably thought of him by his actual name. But I tend to nickname people, and that was his nickname, and it just kind of stuck. And he doesn't seem to mind. He's gotten used to it.
So it's like if you're having just a regular dinner, you'd be like, hey, farmer, what do you want for dinner? Is it kind of like that, or?
No, I probably wouldn't even say farmer. I'd just say, hey, what do you want for dinner? And then I'd say, sorry, we don't have that.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. So do you guys live on a farm then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually owns 3 different farms. And I have a house here in town, so we are multi-domiciled.
Wow, yeah. Farmer indeed. That is quite 3 farms for the farmer. That's pretty incredible. Well, you you say that you might know the farmer, but we have him here in the studio right now. We have the actual farmer himself. And here he comes. I can hear his boots. Oh my gosh. The actual farmer himself. He's so angelic. He's a lot more Italian than I was expecting. Professor Ruthie, this is incredible. Here he is.
Yeah, I'm overwhelmed.
You're
I don't know what to say.
It's remarkable. It's remarkable that you didn't even know he was going to be here.
No, I didn't.
Wow.
His pickup's broken down, so I kind of wondered how he got here.
Farming
Maybe
magic.
drove here on the Bobcat. I don't know.
Tractor. Who knows? Farming magic, folks. Farming magic. Wow.
Dude, I love this part, dude. This part is so good.
How much do you guys think this movie costs?
Dude, I don't know. Like, how much do you think it costs?
200 million. No shot.
No, dude, there's no way.
Look it up.
That's insane.
Look it up.
Look it up. Look it up. Let's see.
Oh,
What? You're right. That's crazy. You did not just do that. That's actually insane.
How did you know?
Hi, I'm TV's Nathan Deck, and this is Guess the Price. Guess the price, win some points.
Welcome back, everybody. Today's game is, as you could see, Guess the Price, but with a farming twist. Dr. Ruthie, are you ready to play?
Probably not, but let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So first off, I actually don't know what that is. So you want to explain what that is?
It's a combine with a corn head harvesting corn.
No way. I was just about to guess that. How much would you guess the price for that would be?
If it's new, I don't know, maybe 130,000.
130,000. Wow, that looks a lot more expensive than that. And
Probably.
probably. And it is?
Whoa.
A lot more than that. That's all right. That's all right. I wouldn't have guessed that either.
Well, the farmer's machinery isn't worth that much. It's like 30 years old.
Really?
Held together by chewing gum and duct tape.
What kind of chewing gum does he have? All right. And that looks to be a baby chicken. I'm going to guess a solid $17. How about you?
A baby chicken, $2.
Crap, $5. Well, you do live with a farmer. You do live with a farmer. That might be why you might be in the
Yeah,
lead.
well, I would raise my own. So
How many chickens do you have?
we don't actually now have chickens.
Oh.
I used to
Oh.
in my youth.
Well, a pig, I'm going to guess $6. If the chicken's 5, that's got to be 6.
Depends on, I was going to say, depends on how big and old it is, you know.
Wow, okay.
That seems like more than I would think.
That does seem like a lot more. 800 for a pig is kind of a robbery, I would argue.
Think how much bacon it would make.
Maybe it is worth $800, who knows? Okay, next up is a horsey. I have one of those too, believe it or not. I was riding him earlier. I'm gonna guess $350.
Oh, more like 10,000.
No shot.
Well, it depends on what kind of horse it is, you know. If it's a racing horse
Yeah.
at the Kentucky Derby, it's worth more than if it's an old nag in the barn.
Does Farmer have a racing horse?
No, he doesn't like horses.
Really?
Right.
That's kind of surprising for a farmer.
No, it's not. I don't like horses
Oh.
either. My grandpa's uncle was killed when his horse stepped in a prairie dog hole and fell on him, so I grew up hating horses.
I'm so sorry. That is a very valid reason to hate horses.
Pigs are much
And
safer.
for a final one, this would be
A chicken house?
a chicken house. That's what I was going to say. I would guess 10,000.
Is that for the chicken house and the chickens?
It appears so.
Oh, I don't know. 8,000.
Wow, we overestimated that quite a bit.
Well, the chickens were cuter.
The chickens were cuter. Well, that was a lot of fun. Let's go check out some of the silly highlights from the game we just played. Thanks to everybody for tuning into this episode of The Treehouse. And thank you once again, Dr. Ruthie, for being a guest on our show. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe, turn on post notifications, and share on all of your social medias for even more of the Treehouse chaos. Now, let's go back to the game. Let's go, Foresters. Chop, chop. I'm Chase Drummond, and this is The Treehouse. Good luck, Foresters.
Forester Camps is making
great way to experience life here at Huntington University.
I looked into OTA and it looked like a lot what I wanted to do, but I still wasn't really sure like what all it was.
But I did know that I did want to be in the medical field, but I don't really have a stomach for blood. This was a different way to be able to help people like physically, but not have to open them up.
Since it's a smaller place, everyone knows each other, you know, they can invest time in each other.
This would be a great way to learn about it and see what it is.
So I saw how life-changing that can be, and it made me want to do that.
This is how we like to do it.
For Bethel in that first half, and they're playing without 3 players that play a ton of minutes for them. They're without Preston Phillips, James Anderson, and Colin Comer, who's been starting for them. So Huntington had the advantage coming in, but Bethel kind of took the first punch, and we'll see if HU can come back.
I'd say we're hoping for a great comeback here for the Foresters.
Jackson Paul finds Gizzy. Quiet first half. Backdoor cut. Sparks. That was set up right out of the break, and that's what Huntington needs to do is get some easier looks.
I'd say that's what Lane Sparks created there.
Huntington, they got to do more work on this side of things, though. Pachulis up in the air. Jefferson, not usually a three-point shooter, misses that one. Sparks able to grab it.
That's a nice rebound there from Lane Sparks.
Up ahead, Sparks inside to Landon. And those two several times have just been too quick on that since Lane has come back. Just an empty possession. You feel like just throw it into Landon. He's been working well inside against Ume. McBride, nice first half for him. Trent Edwards starts this second half. He came off the bench. That one finds McBride, who misses. And Jefferson kept it alive and then kept it in play. Goodline has numbers. Drew slows it down. Finds Max Gizzy. Good transition defense by Bethel there. Gizzy gets to the rim. Missed it. Jordan right back.
Nice cleanup there from Landon Jordan.
Jordan had a phenomenal first half. Continues this nice start in the second half. 13 points. Fans once again starting to come back to life a little bit. Huntington will need to continue piling up some stops. Pachulis, 16 points in the first half. He was the main culprit. McBride on the ground. Huntington asking for a travel. Instead, it's a jump ball. 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
HU's coming alive here in the second half.
We didn't get to meet with Coach Corey Alford, but I can promise you he wasn't pleased with that first half effort. It'll be 5 seconds. They're going to put Bo Jackway back in. He is really struggling. He took a knee to the upper part of his leg, his thigh, in that first half. So he sat out for a while, got some ice. Now he's back in there, and they put him in for this specific play. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Jefferson Gives it to McBride. He's going to have to launch in front of Gizzy. Miss. Offensive rebound right to Pachulis. That's been the story of this one.
HU let that rebound get away from them.
Late shot clock scenario. Did not gain rebound. Took a generous bounce for Bethel, but they scored it anyways. Good line to Jordan. Couldn't score, but he's got more free throws coming. We'll see which pilot this one's on. Looks like it'll be 21, a little shove in the back there. So Landon, 2 free throws.
Puts Landon Jordan at the line for the Foresters.
Jordan, first teamer in the preseason ranks. Landon, 2 for 2 from the free throw line today. It's looked good from there. Limited to just 12 minutes in that IWU game. Crazy to think about today. He's been the best offense, leading scorer for HU with 14.
It's 360 turnaround compared to Wednesday night for Landon.
Jordan can't get the roll. Jefferson, as we talked about, a great rebounder, grabs another one. He's got the most rebounds for Bethel with 6. Jameer to Edwards. Nice job by Jackson Paul cutting him off. Jameer gets it right back. He'll work against Gizzy. About the same height. Edwards, only 1 3 attempt on the year. That's more of his game. Missed it, though. Pachulis tried getting it. Gizzy got the loose ball.
I said Max Gizzy's pretty quick, though, when he gets going.
Huntington with numbers. Gizzy's been awfully quiet offensively here today, but we've seen him get it done in the second half of games. Sparks gets McBride with a reach-in. 3 straight here on the guest to start this second half. Make it just 2. That's McBride's second as well.
Kind of, from Steve Draven there, just call it both ways for the officials.
So that's a good call. He just wants it down here as well. Gizzy had that block. They did have Jordan at the rim. Sparks goes against Jefferson. Can't hit. Jordan again rebounds, scores, and another chance for 3. He's dominating inside.
And man, he's making himself like Mr. Beast out there, Mr. Landon Jordan himself.
Now within 6 is Jordan. Once again, the main scorer today, and I think that should have been on 24. Instead, they called it on Jackway. They called that on the wrong player. So Bo picks up his second. That's beneficial to Bethel because that would have been another one on Luke McBride. Huntington as close as they've been in a long time. Just a 5-point lead. See if they can stack up some stops. Pachulis has had an answer all night. McBride off the dribble against Goodline. Luke cuts into the mid-range area. He finds Jackway, who's been good today, and scores again. He is not playing 100%. He's still scoring inside.
I say even though he's not 100%, but he still gets the job done for B.O. Jackway.
Gizzy trying to figure out which offense they want to run. It's caught, and Jackway is going to be called for another hold. That's his 3rd now. And if Ume is in there, you feel a lot better as a Forester fan because he wasn't much of an influence offensively. Andrew Hedrick back in. Jackway will have to take a seat. Bo out of Fort Wayne, sophomore center, started his career at another Crossroads League school. Jordan rises, missed one right at the rim. As good as he's been, that's one that you might look back on later.
I'd say he just needs to capitalize off of that basket.
Driving to the right, Edwards finds Jefferson who scores, and just like that, Bethel grabs back a 9-point lead.
It seems like both teams just have like a little bit of a momentum swing right now.
Bouvier waiting to sub in. Gizzy finds Goodline who fires a triple. That missed everything. Goodline's been a little off here today. Jefferson to the rim again against Landon Jordan, scores it, and Jefferson taking over.
I said Landon Jordan couldn't do too much there.
You miss a layup there. You give up a layup, and then the next possession, another one. That's not one way to try to come back. Now Landon takes a wild shot. It's completely out of control. 11-point lead. Edwards to Jefferson. If this goes in, you might be looking at a timeout. That's not his game, though. Jackson Paul. He finds Landon, who jams at the rim. That time he finished.
A little bit of a Cherubusco connection there from Jackson Paul to Landon Jordan.
Jordan asking for a sub. Brouvier is waiting. We're nearly at the media timeout. It's been a long stretch here in a row. Landon now 8 of 12 from the field. Pachulis rises from 3. That one missed the rim. Lane Sparks running back the other way. Lane is fouled on his way, and that will be on Hedrick, who's got 3. Nine-point game. Huntington's ball as Landon Jordan will take a much-needed break.
I'd say he's been doing a good job so far in the second half for Landon Jordan.
Gizzy to good line. Drew trying to get his offensive flow. Brouvier goes to the rim and scores a tough one.
That was a nice job there from Roman Brouvier.
Back within 7. Hedrick drives. Edwards to Jefferson. He goes left. He's had the offensive flow. It is going to be a blocking foul on Jackson Paul. And Jameer has a couple of free throws. And that will come after the media timeout. Huntington within 7. Jameer heading to the free throw line.
Forester Camps is making new friends.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
Great way to experience life here at Huntington University.
I looked into OTA and it looked like a lot what I wanted to do, but I still wasn't really sure like what all it was.
But I did know that I did want to be in the medical field, but I don't really have a stomach for blood. This was a different way to be able to help people like physically, but not have to open them up.
Since it's a smaller place, everyone knows each other, you know, they can invest time in each other.
This would be a great way to learn about it and see what it is.
So I saw how life-changing that can be, and it made me want to do that.
(56-49). Huntington keeps trying to get a little closer, but each time it feels like Jameer Jefferson's been there to answer. He is having a solid afternoon, just 8 points, but a couple of big buckets down the stretch here, Ross.
A lot of big buckets there from number 1, Jameer Jefferson, and the Bethel Pilots when HU trails a little bit closer.
Jefferson last year in 2 games against HU, he had 6 points in the first game at Bethel, and then he came back here in Platte Arena at 14 points, 8 rebounds. Talked about his rebounding ability. He's got 8 points, 6 rebounds, a 6'2" guard from Memphis, Tennessee. Really good player. He was feeling all kinds of confident last year in this game at Huntington. He should have because he was playing really well. That time missed the free throw. Just 60% from the free throw line. 21 for 35 on the year coming in. So it's a main struggle for him last year. Only made 1 3 on the year. It was actually against Huntington. Knocked it in. 8-point game again. Kind of been stuck in that 5 to 8 point range for quite some time here in this second half now. Sparks drives in against Ume. Got too far underneath, and Jefferson another rebound. Edwards goes against Jackson Paul. Good defense by him, and now a whistle comes late, and it's going to be on Jackson Paul.
That will be his 3rd foul right there.
Could see Jackson just tried to poke that ball out. Got a little too much of the forearm of Edwards. McBride will now start the offense back over. Jefferson wants it. It's where he works. Post guard. Jefferson spins. Skips it to Pachulis, who threw it right out of bounds. And that is touched by HU, but there was nothing there.
Let's see, could they possibly come and check this play here?
They cannot come check that at this point. That's straight off of Pachulis. Edwards driving left, tough shot and hits. There's been a couple of those today. Now it's a 10-point lead. Every time Huntington tries to get back out of this hole, Bethel has an answer. It's been several different guys. Good line. Spins, gets to the lane, finds Brouvier, who scores right at the rim. Goodline so good at passing within those tight quarters.
That's what I like about Drew Goodline. He's got a bunch of creativity and just giving that pass to Roman Brouvier.
Pachulis, size advantage. He's called for an offensive foul as he put the arm into Jackson Paul. Huntington will shoot 1-1 the rest of the way. As you see, Jackson Paul just stood his ground. Pachulis a little too aggressive with that off arm. Huntington back with the ball, back within 8. Sparks finds Brouvier, who's open again. Ume blocked it, and then it's dribbled out of bounds by Roman.
HU just need to capitalize if Bethel's going to create a turnover.
59-51. This was another good chance, but Ume, great recovery, and then Roman just couldn't keep it in bounds. Cade Brenner back in. He's out there with Jackson Paul, Max Gizzy, Roman Brouvier, and Lane Sparks inside. Pachulis just too big for these guards. It's been an issue all night. HU guards just not big enough to stick with him at 6'6".
I'd say HU just haven't been handling him most of the afternoon, which they got to do better at.
Jefferson, or excuse me, that was Ume reached in. Sparks now, and the Foresters will shoot free throws the rest of the half. That is not a smart foul by Ume.
It was not.
That is his second. Lane Sparks. Waiting to see who's checking out here. Jackway will come in, Ume out. 2 personals for him, but just had that big block against Brouvier. And now Sparks, who's 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight, has a 1-1 chance. 85% on the year. Sparks, this is the first.
HU's got to capitalize from the free throw line.
Maybe just not HU's day here today. It was a much different story on Wednesday night. It seemed like everything was going. Right now, they just cannot get within striking distance. Edwards, bigger guard against Jackson Paul. He finds Bo Jackway, who goes over the top. Missed an easy one. Now Jackson has numbers.
Great rebound there from JP.
Jackson finds Gizzy, who will fire a 3 and hit. That's a big shot by Gizzy. He really does come alive in the second halves of games.
Big response there from Max Gizzy and for HU.
It's Gizzy's first 3. He's got 5 now. Jefferson, good defense against Brenner. Gizzy's on the floor. McBride launches, hits. It's a 10-point game.
That's a nice 3-point shot there for Luke McBride.
Those 50-50 balls seem to be going Bethel's way. Sparks now over dribbles. That one's out of bounds, and Huntington has possession. Good line, Johnson and Jordan all going to come in. Complete line change here. Brouvier, Sparks. One more should be coming out. Chulis, last touch in that one. Gizzy will inbound it. As the officials get this ball ready for play. Brenner, good line, fires and hits.
Nice.
Maybe Drew can come alive again.
Nice assist there from Cade Brenner to Drew Goodline.
Huntington back within 7. Can they get a stop? Pachulis to Edwards. Jackway making himself available inside. Edwards drops. Jordan can't drop the bucket. Landon clears. Drew Goodline up top to Landon. That was last touch by Pachulis, who was great back in transition defense.
Yeah, great getting that transition there for Bethel after HU's was going to push it.
Jordan was going to go and dunk that. Just didn't get to him in time. Gizzy finds Goodline. He'll fire another one. That one's short. Jordan tried tipping it back. Loose ball is going to be off of Landon. He seemed to just tipped that a little too quick. Maybe come down, go up and score a little better chance.
A little bit of a jump stop there and just grab the rebound and then reset the offense.
Still a 7-point game. Hedrick. Kripe loses the ball. Jump ball would go to the Foresters, and it will be HU's basketball. So Huntington's defense starting to pick up. Now they got to knock down some shots.
I say that's what they need to do now down the stretch.
Sure the floor is ready to go. That's Bryce Deckman, center fielder for Forester baseball, doing his duty this afternoon. Saw him shoot in the shootout here in the first game, the women's game. Huntington has some size inside right now. Jameer Jefferson guarding Landon Jordan. There's a foul, and that is a 1-and-1 chance as Jordan will head back to the free throw line, and this is where Huntington has struggled a little bit this afternoon. Just 6 of 11 from the free throw line.
I said now they got to capitalize down the stretch.
That was on Hedrick. That's his third. Huntington did not miss a free throw against IWU, but before that game, free throws had not been their friend. Jordan misses. 50% today. Edwards, backdoor cut. Finds a teammate. Now Jefferson gets it away. Caden Johnson on him. 6'2" against 6'11". Here to Edwards, who has the size on Gizzy. He'll drive baseline. Stolen away by Goodline. Caden Johnson looking for a guard. He chooses Drew. Drew lobs it up top. Tried to get it to Jordan and couldn't do it.
I said they got to take care of the basketball.
Jefferson in transition scores again. Once again, giving up layups. It's been the issue all day. Bethel's getting what they want at the rim. Brenner fires. That's no good. Not the shot you're looking for, and now Caden Johnson's called for the foul.
That's not what you want right now. That Coach Corey offered.
That'll be immediate timeout. Huntington down 9.
To me, Forester Camp is fellowship.
To me, Forester Camp is like engaging.
To me, Forester Camp was inspiring.
I hoped that I would be able to make more friends who have not really been around much.
How I describe this camp is pretty chill and fun.
And it's fun too. It's something that people can be engaged in and have a great time, but also still learn life lessons and lessons about the Bible, kind of see the world from a different perspective.
Fun every single day, and you meet a lot of new people. It's pretty judgment-free because everyone's all in the same boat.
You don't really have anything to lose by coming to the camp. I think a lot of people are scared to take that risk. I could promise you that you wouldn't be bored or not have a good time here.
Something only happens one time in the universe. It never happens exactly the same. So you better take your opportunity while you can.
(66-57). The Bethel Pilots in front right now. They are doing a lot of good things, and a lot of it still coming from right around the rim. Tonight, the Pilots still just 3 of 13 from deep. That's the same number as HU, but they are shooting 25 of 46 overall, 54%. Another big area, Ross. Huntington 6 of 12 from the free throw line, and they've missed the front end of 2 1-and-1s. On the other side, Bethel's 13 of 16. That's the game right there.
That's definitely a game changer if HU can make their free throws down the stretch.
66-57. 11 points is the lead. That's how many Jameer Jefferson has after his last bucket on the last possession. Pilots working with Austin Kripe as the point guard. The floor has been slick all day. Jefferson against Goodline rises, can't score. Sparks clears. Huntington's in the bonus if he's fouled. Goodline gets it ahead. Gizzy, he'll drive to the rim. Hard drive, nothing there. KJ clears. It's outside to Sparks. He'll rise with 2 defenders. Hits and 1.
That's what a big fired comeback there from Lang Sparks.
So this time Sparks makes a jump shot and is fouled by Kripe. It's been a little bit of a quiet afternoon by Sparks. He has made a few more buckets. He's now 16th all-time on the all-time scoring list. He's passed Doug Schickler and Mark Parker today. Last year against Bethel, he dominated. He had 31-6 versus Bethel the first time, 25-4 in the second. And now we're waiting to see what's going on here, as it's actually a technical foul on Jameer Jefferson. He's done that twice here in this building, and you cannot be getting technical fouls in a 7-point game. 2 free throws now for Sparks.
I say you can't.
It's actually 3 technicals for Lane, as he's missed, or 3 free throws for Lane. And Sparks finally makes a free throw, but they really could have cut into this one. He's got one more. So there's the replay of the shot. I'm not sure what Jameer Jefferson said, but it's nothing new for him to get a technical. He's got a handful in his time with Bethel.
I'm just surprised Steve Draven did not sit him down there and calm himself down after that technical.
Sparks, this is the and one free throw, knocks it in. Just 4 of 7 from there today. 5-point game again. See if Huntington can finally get over the top. Jefferson, downhill drive into the chest of Goodline, and it's a blocking foul. Corey asking if it's on the floor, and it's going to be 2 shots.
I say Drew Goodline was kind of moving there, so that the officials just called a blocking foul.
So now Jefferson goes right back to the line. Goodline picks up his second. That's the 4th on the Foresters in the second half. Jefferson rattles that one in. So you look at the difference today. Jefferson, who's not a good free throw shooter, is knocking in free throws today. On the other side, Huntington and Lane Sparks, who is a good free throw shooter, not knocking them in. So it's just not been Huntington's best day offensively. Jefferson trying to make it a 7-point lead, and he does with 2 more. Izzy, Drew Goodline looking for Caden Johnson inside. Instead, they go to Sparks against Jefferson. Lane spins into the defense, and a foul coming against Jackway. And Sparks, another trip to the charity stripe.
Lane Sparks got to capitalize here at the free throw line.
So Sparks is really starting to get aggressive here, and that's what you need out of your star player. Jackway now has 4. Sparks, once again, just 4 of 7 from the free throw line today. Sparks knocks in the first. He's got 13 now. Season average so far in the year, Sparks averaging 24 points per game. And Lane has 1 more coming. Chance to bring it back to 5. Lane hits. 5-point game, Ross. Can HU get over the top?
I think they can if they can capitalize from the free throw line.
They'll need a stop. They're in the bonus the rest of this half, the double bonus. Taken away by Goodline, but it's knocked out of play by Drew. 8:46 left. Jackson Paul coming in for for Caden Johnson. See the replay here. Driving left, Hedrick. Goodline got his hands on it, but just yanked it out of bounds.
That was a nice defensive idea out of Drew Goodline.
Pachulis in there, being guarded by Jackson Paul. Inside, Landon takes it away. Sparks ahead of the pack, trying to get coast to coast. Lane bump, couldn't score. Jordan missed the first, put the second one back up and in.
Landon Jordan just likes to clean up the mess.
Sparks running back in transition D. Good job by the Foresters to get back. McBride wide open and connects, and Coach Draven wants a timeout as once again Huntington's leaving the only shooter for Bethel open, and he's got 3 triples now.
I'd say Luke McBride's been having an awesome afternoon in front of this Huntington crowd.
Just a 30-second timeout. It will turn to a full, and we'll take a break with them. 6-point lead for the Pilots when we come back to Platt Arena.
To me, Forester Camp is fellowship.
To me, Forester Camp is like engaging.
To me, Forester Camp was inspiring.
I hoped that I would be able to make more friends who have not really been around much.
How I describe this camp is pretty chill and like fun.
And it's fun too. It's something that like people can be engaged in and have a great time, but also still learn life lessons and lessons about the Bible, kind of see the world from a different perspective.
Fun every single day, and you meet a lot of new people. It's pretty judgment-free because everyone's all in the same boat.
You don't really have anything to lose by coming to the camp. I think a lot of people are scared to take that risk. I could promise you that you wouldn't be bored or not have a good time here.
71-65. Here are the stats so far with 8:26 left in the game. 26 of 57 from the field for HU. That is 46%. 3 of 13 for deep, just 10 of 17 from the free throw line. On the other side, 26 of 48 for the Pilots, 4 of 14, and all 4 of those threes coming from the guy that just hit the last one, Luke McBride. If you're HU, he's the one you just have to stay on, even if you force him to drive and make a tough two. These three-pointers are killer right now, especially with the Foresters not making them.
I say, if you coach Corey Offer, you might have to put your best player on Luke McBride right now.
Jordan to Sparks. Landon has it taken away. HU has turned it over too many times trying to force it in there. Bethel wants to slow it down just a hair. Hedrick off the dribble, finds Pachulis. 6'6" forward guard, gets to the rim, he's fouled, and somehow that one fell out, but he does have 2 free throws. Pachulis, guarded by Goodline, just bumped him in that right arm. Pachulis had that big first half. He had 16 in the first, 4 here in the second. 4 of 4 from the free throw line today, as you can see. Now 5 of 5. Foresters have just not been able to get within that 5-point area all afternoon. It's been about 7 to 10 this entire time.
I say, what's it going to take for them to get things going again?
Gizzy running the point. Sparks curls, gets to the rim against Pachulis, gets that one to roll in. Sparks again behind the play. He's got to get back up, but does cut it to 6.
I say HU's got to play defense the rest of the way.
7:34 left. Huntington's still in the game, but you're right, Ross. They've got to get some stops right now. Pachulis on the floor again, this time against the taller Jordan. Goes outside. Jefferson has not made a 3 until now.
I say that's only his second 3 in his career against HU.
That is their 5th 3 of the day. The first 3 by someone not named Luke McBride. Sparks not hustling to that one. It's nearly taken away. Now Drew Goodline picks it up. Drew off the dribble. Great defense by Luke McBride. Huntington's got to get something going offensively here with 6 on the shot clock. Jackson in and out dribble, 20-footer, no good. Landon rises, but it's rebounded by Trent Edwards, and now it gets real difficult for the Foresters.
I say they got to finish it out, play defense, and just capitalize on the offensive end.
Pachulis to Jefferson. Got 16 today. Edwards off the dribble against Sparks, looking for a back-cutting Pachulis. Hedrick to the rim. Jordan stays vertical. Loose ball is picked up, and then a whistle and a bucket for Pachulis, and that just might be it for the Foresters.
I said maybe that's the end of it for HU, but they can always bounce back.
HU just got outworked today, out-hustled. It's been tough at times for the Foresters, and at the end of the day, it's the Crossroads League. Bethel down men today, down 3 players, good players, and they're still giving Huntington the business right now. Lane Sparks and Landon Jordan out. Bo Jackway is subbing in for Trent Edwards. First foul on Gizzy on that last one. Pachulis made a wild shot, and he's got a free throw again coming. Up and in. He's perfect from the stripe, and now it's a 12-point lead again. Jackson Paul to Gizzy. Caden Johnson was open inside for a moment. Now Gizzy goes to the rim, floats it to KJ, who finishes back within 10, still 6 minutes left.
I'm surprised Coach Corey offered ain't pressing with 6 minutes left in the ball game.
Caden Johnson 4 of 7. Getting close to our last media timeout. Jameer comes and gets it. He'll work against Jackson Paul. Jameer backing down baseline. Got his defender in the air for a moment. Jackway scores again. This is someone that barely even played at St. Francis, and the Pilots, who have been better than St. Francis over the last few years, he's getting plenty of time for them, as now Gizzy will shoot 2 free throws in the double bonus.
I said Jackway, that he fouled out here.
Jackway done for the day, but man, he was impactful. 12 points for him. As you see him just holding back Gizzy a little bit on that drive baseline. Jackway finishes his day with 12 points, 4 rebounds, 6 of 8 from the field. He was a handful for the bigs for HU. Gizzy gets the roll. He's been quiet today with 6 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds to his name. Chance to cut it back to a 10-point game. And he does.
Say HU still got to play defense down the stretch.
Huntington back within his zone here. McBride can shoot him right out of it. Edrick, 15 on the shot clock. Edwards to Pachulis against Caden Johnson. He finds McBride, who's open, and again, Huntington continues to do it. The one guy you can't leave on this team has made 5 of them.
I say you can't leave him wide open like that.
It's a head scratcher. Brenner to Gizzy, drops his defender, gets to the rim and scores, back within 11. Huntington's starting to score at this point. Just play the zone and put someone on the far side on McBride. Make him shoot it. Edwards goes to McBride. Gizzy ran him off the line. Edrick goes back to McBride. He'll drive it in. That's not his game necessarily. Jefferson falls and dribbled it out of bounds. And that takes us to our last media timeout. Huntington down 11, 4:30 when we come back.
At nursing camp, we learned a lot and had a lot of fun at the same time.
I've always wanted to be a nurse since I was a kid because my mom and grandma were nurses.
So I felt really behind and scared to be majoring in nursing. The professors really make sure that you feel welcome and that you are really understanding what you're getting into if you do join.
My favorite part, I think, was going to like the research center. We got to practice like CPR.
I thought I would come here and like not know, like talk to anybody. But like first day, it was like, oh, I already had a whole group of friends.
I would describe nursing camp as super fun, but also super educational. Like they took the education process and made it fun.
Everybody's gonna make you feel welcome and you're really gonna have a good time.
84-73, the Pilots still in charge here, less than 5 minutes left, still shooting 54% from the field, 6 of 16 from downtown, 8 of 21 from the free throw line. They've done a lot of things well, and this is a team that's only going to get stronger, Ross. They're a really, really good team.
I'd say Bethel, they just get better with the recruiting process. I mean, they have a lot of guys down the road that they can be impactful players.
Still, once again, without Anderson, Phillips, and Comer, players that start for them on most occasions. Gizzy, and now the Foresters facing his own, and why not? They've struggled to shoot the three a little bit today, too. Sparks, shot fake, drives to the rim. Pachulis able to guard him away. Sparks goes down hard. And now Huntington back the other way. Edwards in and out dribble. McBride had it taken away by Jackson Paul. Next foul against HU will put Bethel in the 1-1. Landon Jordan going to come back in. See Jackson just wrapping around, knocking it out of play. Huntington maybe going to try to make one last push here. 4 minutes left. Edwards up top, taken by Landon, who's fouled, and free throws for him. Huntington pretty much has to make free throws the rest of the way.
I say they got to.
Alanis Pachulis, he's called for his third personal. If you're Huntington, you kind of wish that play would have been led on, and Sparks was down the right side. Jordan. First one up and short. He's missed his last two from there. 50% from the free throw line today for him. He does have 21 points and 6 rebounds. Jordan misses them both. Empty opportunity once again.
I'm gonna say HU's got to capitalize from that. They just can't have empty possessions.
McBride being guarded by Sparks. Huntington's got to be careful not to put them in the 1-1 with a foul. Pachulis stops, goes, scores. That's an easy goaltend. And they're going to come look at this one really quick. So we will send it to a break. Come check it. And we will send you guys to a short break and then pull that up and check it on the replay with the refs. 86-73 at the moment.
To me, Forester Camps is amazing.
To me, Forester's Camps is cool.
To me, Forester Camps is a great experience. I've always had just like a genuine interest for art, and our art teacher was like passing out flyers and stuff.
And I saw that my other friends were going to do it, so I got interested in it as well.
And this is my first college trip, so I didn't really know kind of what it's like to be in college.
College really isn't as scary as I thought it would be. Definitely go. There is a lot of really cool activities and opportunities you can get here.
Try to get yourself involved. Try to talk to other people who are like at the camp as well. Talk to like your hosts and stuff.
I mean, there's no reason not to go. I mean, you get out of school if you could come here.
It's really informative on how college actually is, and that the community here is really great.
It said health science, and I'm like really interested in medicine.
I was really set on nursing, but I didn't know any else like biology, chemistry, things like that. So health science was able to broaden my spectrum and learn more things in the science world.
It's opened my mind to a lot of things in the medical field. I'm definitely taking away a lot of knowledge that I didn't have before. Also a lot of new friends.
I was also kind of hesitant because like I'm an introvert, but I got some new friends.
There isn't just like one set biology you can do, from microbiology to biochemistry. So knowing my options is something that I'm gonna take away.
I'm wanting to learn about health sciences, and like God is all through health. Like God created all of us. That's pretty freaking cool.
One of the greatest opportunities I've had for my profession in the future.
If you're interested in something, or if you want to go to college, or if you want to make friends, go.
I've been interested in animation since I was really young. Animated movies have always been my favorite.
Heard about it from my dad. He had saw that they're having an animation camp. I told him that I want to go.
So my photography made me interested in working with cameras, and that's what I want to do.
It was a camp that had so much to offer, like everything I was interested in, it was being taught here and stuff.
The knowledge of animation, how it works, and getting better at it so I can pursue my future career.
And I've always just kind of been interested in this for so long, it was like I couldn't really pass it up. And I have learned those things, like professional things, things that I would not be able to do at home.
Some of my favorite experiences were like, just getting out and talking to people with similar interests, people who are passionate with like the same thing that you're passionate with.
'86-73, the shot is still going to be good there as Landon Jordan's called for the goaltending. See the replay here. Pachulis goes up. Jordan. Maybe just got it in time. It was awfully close, but they said that the backcourt, or excuse me, the backboard was hit first by the basketball, and that's why Jordan was called. Landon finds Gizzy. Big three coming from him. It's no good. Huntington just can't buy a shot right now.
They just can't.
Down 13. It looks like Bethel's going to knock them off. The new rankings will come out Wednesday this week. So we will see where Huntington is, and Bethel, they'll surely be in the top 25 after this.
Oh, yeah.
Pachulis to Edwards. You don't want to foul this late in the shot clock. Edwards falls and he airballed it. 3 minutes left. Still a 13-point lead. Huntington in the double bonus. One more foul away from putting Bethel in the 1-and-1. Goodline fires to make it 10, and he has knocked it in. Big three there. Huntington's got to get some quick stops now.
What they need, defensive stops.
Edrick skips it ahead to Pachulis. Huntington's going to have to play great defense here and come up with some quick steals, blocks, any way to get the ball back. Jefferson, then the playmaker. Pachulis right there with him. He goes right against Landon and scores on him again. Huntington has had no answer. Once again, the big's too slow, the guard's too small. Pachulis has had their number.
He's basically, he had HU's number all afternoon.
Another turnover there, trying to throw it inside to Landon. Edwards knocks it out of play. Huntington down 12, 2 minutes left. Take a look at this last replay here. Gizzy got his hands in there. Might have been deflected by Edwards. And they're going to come look at it. So we'll continue to review all afternoon. 88-76. We're going to see what that play was when we come back.
Telling.
Something that everybody can find something that interests them.
A space to learn new things.
Back in Platt Arena, another replay review, and it's once again Bethel's basketball. So 3 of them today. Well done by our crew in the back, replay director, producer. I'm going to show that replay to you in just a moment. We're back into play here. Edrick trying to get it in, and he does get it into McBride. You see the replay that they were just looking at right there. Looked like it was just touched by Gizzy at the very last second. Jefferson to Hedrick. He was knocked down. Sparks running forward. Lane to the rim. That one was blocked. Up ahead, Hedrick scores. 14-point lead. Coach Corey Alford and staff, they're baffled right now because they just pretty much got ran out of the gym by Bethel here today as Sparks hits a triple. Never really felt like Huntington was going to win this one after that first half. McBride, his first 2. McBride, 22 points as there's a foul on Edwards. This is what happened the first time against Bethel last year. Huntington just could not get stops against them. As Sparks is fouled. Bethel came to Platte Arena last year, though, and was beat. So now Huntington will have to go on the road and beat them. But the Pilots, they're going to be the team in charge of the conference right now with St. Francis, because Grace is going to beat Indiana Wesleyan today. So Wesleyan, surprisingly, 0-2 in the conference. That final score was 93-83. Taylor won. Spring Arbor won, so Spring Arbor's 2-0. Bethel Grace is 2-0 as well, I guess. So, yeah, interesting start to this year. McBride fouled, and he's got some free throws coming as well at this point. The next 1 minute, just going to see how many more points are scored. McBride, 22 points. Take a look what he's done this year. I mean, just a phenomenal season. 21 points was his season high. He has 22 today. 18 points last game, 4 rebounds. Misses that free throw. First time Bethel's had many troubles. Goodline pulls up in transition. That one's way off, but Julius clears. He's got 29 points, 8 rebounds, make it 9 now, and 3 assists. Coach Alford wants a timeout, as that makes it a 10-point game as Roman dunks it. Looks like it's just going to be a 30-second timeout. But, Ross, there's some things HU's going to have to clean up heading into St. Francis next week.
I said there's a lot of things they need to do. Take care of the basketball and also get better shots when they need to look at.
So 92-82, disappointing game here today, but we talked about it. This league up and down, it's tough. And you take a look at Bethel and Grace, who lost their 3 best players. They're on top of the league here just 2 games in. But things don't get a lot easier for Huntington. They head to St. Francis next, who is off to a 2-0 start as well. And they've got Luke Almodovar, who is an absolute stud at 37 in the first conference game of the year. That'll be a tough one, and HU doesn't want to have a slow-started conference.
I said they don't need to, because they just need to get the momentum going.
And they'll play Mount Vernon for their 4th conference game and then head to Florida for 2 games. We'll see what happens the rest of the way. McBride just missed the easiest shot of the day. Good line, launches off balance, gets it to go. It's now 7. And Corey Alford burns another timeout. Wait to see if it's full or 30. It looks like he's got another 30 left. Still a 7-point game with 32 seconds left. Ross, we've seen a lot of crazy thing in sports, but Huntington's going to need a miracle at this point.
Yeah, they just probably need a miracle. They're down pretty big. So it's kind of like March Madness, I would compare it. It's like the Crossroads League. It's just very competitive down the stretch.
It is. And 85 points, usually you feel pretty good about your chances, but once again, Bethel shot 58% so far today, 18 of 22 from the free throw line. Huntington missed 10 free throws. You look at the score and think, man, if we knock down 5 or 6 more, we're within 2-3 points and have a chance to maybe score here late to tie it up. Not the scenario today.
Nope, not the scenario that HU wanted here today, but they just need to get better at it.
Edwards into McBride. He's one of their best free throw shooters, trying to get past Gizzy. Hedrick gets through the defense. Edwards across the timeline is fouled. He's the right guy to foul. He is not a very good free throw shooter. Missed a couple earlier today. 11 of 19 for him. On the free throw line coming in.
Fred Edwards will be at the line for the Pilots.
So far today, just 24 seconds left. Edwards has 6 points, but great defense. 7 assists, 2 rebounds, knocks that one in. Makes them when you need them. Edwards Gets that one to roll, and now Coach Draben wants a timeout, prolonging this game with 9 points left. Waiting to decide if they want a 30 or full. It'll be a full timeout. We're gonna go ahead and take a short break with them. When we come back, 24 seconds left.
To me, Forester Camps is definitely a lot of fun.
Fantastic. Telling.
Something that everybody can find something that interests them.
A space to learn new things in a safe environment.
To me, Forester Camps is getting to be a home away from home, I guess. You learn a lot here and you learn it well.
I plan on being an author once I'm done with college, so this seemed like a really fun opportunity for me.
It was just glad to meet new people in general and just kind of enjoy the workshop and just take away what I can from it and make myself a better writer.
That whole thing about how to write for musicals, I'd never even thought of that before, but that was awesome.
Nine-point deficit, just 24 seconds left. Coach Draben using a timeout. Both teams with just one left, so this game will end sometime today, Ross. This last minute is taking quite some time. Foresters, they're going to fall to 1-1 in conference play. Take a look at the standings following this one. We talked about it a little bit. St. Francis 2-0, Spring Arbor 2-0, Grace 2-0, Bethel will be 2-0, Wesleyan and Huntington, the number 1 and 2 teams in the preseason rankings, will be 1-1. Or excuse me, Huntington and Taylor will be 1-1. Wesleyan, who is number 1 predicted to win this league, will be 0-2. Marion 0-2, Mount Vernon 0-2, and Goshen 0-2. As Gizzy is fouled by Hedrick. Gizzy has 2 shots coming. It's been a quiet day for him offensively. He does have 9, but just on 3 of 8. Max takes the first. If he starts missing free throws, we'll be shocked because he is truthfully one of the best free throw shooters in the country. 95% on the year coming in. Got that one too. 7-point game, 18.8 left. They nearly get it in. It's off of Gizzy. Tried getting it. If he could have got it in bounds, Brouvier was right under the bucket, but just too much speed to keep it in. Luke McBride, he catches, nearly steps on the line. Huntington thought he did, but it's McBride who's fouled, and now he has a chance to shoot free throws as Brouvier picks up another personal.
A little too late down the stretch now for HU.
Landon Beagle going to come in. Brouvier checking out. He's got 4 fouls. Roman, 8 points today. 0 assists, 2 rebounds. McBride, a chance to add on to his season high. Free throw is good for McBride. Now 4 of 5 from there today, 5 of 11 from downtown. That was a big difference. The one shooter Bethel has. Huntington lost him 5 times, and he made him pay. Another missed free throw, though. Good line ahead to Sparks. Shot fake, 3 is good. That makes it 5, and now it's 9.9 seconds left, and you're thinking, why did HU have to wait this long to start knocking in these triples, Ross?
I don't know why. It's a little bit too late now. You're down 5.
Sparks up to 20 now with that last 3. And for Lane, still pretty efficient today, 7 of 17. 4 missed free throws, a shocker. 4 rebounds to go along with him. So Huntington gave up 48 in the first half. We'll just keep it right here. 47 in the second. HU has responded and outscored Bethel by 6 in this half, Ross, but they just gave up too much in that first half and trailing by double digits. They just could not get over that hump. They got it within 3, and then each time the Pilots had a response.
Yeah, Bethel just got a little bit of the momentum swing going in the first half, just attacking to the glass compared to what HU did in the first half. But in the second half, HU just came out swinging more and just got better shots, but Bethel just would do the same way in response.
Huntington out of fouls now. Down 5, less than 10 seconds left. HU back out there. They will not be able to stop the clock at this point. I would assume we'll start to see some defense, offense here. If HU fouls, they'll probably bring Beagle back in, who's a good three-point shooter. Roman out there right now to hopefully grab a defensive rebound. Coach Draben setting up the play he would like. McBride. They're going to use the play we see oftentimes, and that is called timeout because the clock was stopped. It should just be 9.9 that goes back on. So 0.8 back on the clock, 9.9 will stick on it. Since they didn't throw it in bounds, they're still able to then pass it back. So it's that odd rule where someone can go establish themselves out of bounds, catch it, and then swing it back in play. You can only do that when you can move on the baseline. That's the scenario here. McBride fouled by Goodline.
That was a quick 0.8 seconds there just to cause a foul.
Goodline now has 4 as well. And you've got Luke McBride, who's 4 of 6 from the free throw line, back there again.
A little bit too late now for HU to come with a comeback.
McBride, a lot of people here watching him today. Lives just a little bit down the road. McBride missed another one. This is shocking. Huntington's got to go fast and make a 3. Even if McBride makes this and Huntington hits a 3, it's still just a one-possession game. McBride's second is good, so 6-point game. Big free throw by him. Gizzy goes and gets it, and now the clock started again, I think. And so it should be 9.1 back on the clock. As they're going to come review it again. It's a 6-point game, so they'll need to see that once again on the play, so we'll head back to replay. Just one moment.
My name is Mark, and I love to play the drums. I started drumming in the 9th grade. That's when I actually had a drum set. I actually started playing in my mind when I was about 5 years old. My older brother was a drummer, and he was my idol. Now for me, fortunately, the church has been a place where I could play the drums, and so I always had an outlet, even every single week, where I could be playing the drums, and so I could kind of fit it into the rest of my life with getting married, having kids, having a job. I would say that being made in the image of God means that God as creator has wired creativity into all of us. And so for me, playing the drums is my avenue for how I can express that creative aspect of being made in the image of God. And I love to do it.
To me, Forester Camp is fellowship.
To me, Forester Camp is like engaging.
To me, Forester Camp
8.5 seconds left. Huntington's going to have to hit a quick three. Sparks turns, can't get it to go. Loose ball to McBride. Jefferson up ahead, and the Bethel Pilots come into Platt Arena, and they stay perfect on the year. They're now 8-0, 2-0 in Crossroads League play, and they put up 96. What a game for them. The Foresters in their perfect season. It was struggles at times defensively, not enough free throws dropping for HU. At the end of the day, it's still an awesome start, Ross, but not the result you wanted today against the Pilots.
I said that's not what the result you needed there for Coach Corey Alford and HU. They might be looking to bounce back after Thanksgiving break.
So the Foresters will have a little bit of a break, then they turn around, they go to St. Francis, which will be a tough one, and Coach Corey Alford is going to join us following the game here today. We've got Coach Corey Alford here following a tough one against Bethel. Coach, Bethel really got it going offensively today. What did they do to make it tough on your guys defensively?
Yeah, they played with great pace. They exploited us one-on-one in the post, ball screens, off the drive. We did not protect the paint very well at all.
So against St. Francis coming up, obviously a tough one. You got some time to regroup, get ready for that. What's the main point of emphasis heading into that one?
Yeah, I think we clearly need some rest based on our energy levels tonight. So got a lot to work on. Got some time off here, but not very happy with that performance.
All right, Coach, thank you. Coach Corey Alford and his team dropping their first game of the year. Bethel, some big performances from some of their stars tonight. Alanis Pachulis, 29, 9, and 3. Luke McBride added 20 for Jameer Jefferson with 16, 9, and 4. Bo Jackway off the bench had 12 and 4. It was such a good game from everyone on that Bethel side today, even though they were shorthanded.
Yeah, Coach Steve Draben did a good job handling the pressure from Corey Alford and the Foresters. I mean, kudos to Coach Steve Draben getting his second Crossroads League win of the season.
Huntington falls to 8-1 on the year. They'll go right back to work at St. Francis their next time out. Still early in the season, a lot of time, and that IWU win looks a lot bigger right now to not start this conference season 0-2. Well, we just want to give a big shout out to all our crew here today. It's Preston Husband, Ross Gosnell, Bethel today victorious, and it'll be a while till we're back on FDN Sports. But thank you all for watching. We hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Spend some awesome time with your family, and we're all thankful for all of you. We'll talk to you next time.
One's back. That's it! Catch and fire. It's on the... He made it!